Good morning, guys.
Hello and welcome back.
So we're here at Martha Creek Provincial Park. It's just outside of Revelstoke. If you missed our last video, we did a little campground tour here, and we also did a vlog in our beautiful campsite here.
Yeah, but this morning what we're looking at is we had 2 nights in this campsite, and then because it was such a hard time to book this place, we actually picked it up last minute. So we got 2 nights here, and then we had to book 1 night down in the newer section of the campground. It looks like a pretty nice campsite as well, but we can't stay here all the time, so we have to do a campsite hop.
Yeah, so this morning it's like 11 o'clock checkout time, so we're gonna go and see if our new campsite is open and then make the switch. Anyways, let's go. Looks like our campsite's open.
Here we are, site 50. I think we're gonna pull in here. I'm gonna back right up to that dirt bank. And then it's a little unlevel there, but I'm gonna try and turn it so the front of the RV faces to this corner. That'll give us a wall of privacy from where everyone goes past you walking. The front window should look out right to that little island in the nice water. And then we have all of this area over here as our campground to use. Let's let the propane fire, put our mat down. That's a movable picnic table. It doesn't have anything bolting it down, so you're allowed to slide it around. So pull the picnic table over in front of the water a bit there. Should be camping.
Okay, now to walk back to the RV, get it all packed up, and Luke will drive that over, and I'll be driving the Jeep and Chloe over.
Looks like we just got back to the RV to pack up in the nick of time. Look at that rain coming down. This is how it was in the morning too, but I think it's gonna be kind of like RV camping in the rain type of day here. We have a few fun things planned, but man, it is coming down heavy there right now. Check out the lake in front of me even. It's just, I'm getting wet under this tree. I better move in. Wow, rainy, rainy, rainy. All right, the rain settled down for a second. We move now.
Well, we got to our site just in time for it to get sunny and nice out.
Yeah, perfect.
Bit of a dramatic site switch there, but we're getting Chloe out of her car seat, and that reminds me, I need to take the insert thing, this infant insert, out of her car seat. Oh, there goes the heater. Because we went to the doctor the day that we came out here, and she's officially 11 pounds and 5 ounces, and you're only supposed to have the insert in for babies less than 11 pounds. So she's made the milestone to remove her insert.
Big girl.
Wow. Anyways, let's get you down for your proper nap, hey Chloe?
We're expecting on and off rain here all day, but put the awning out, it's perfect for that. There's almost no wind, so that'll keep the rain off our heads at least. We have our mat, but I'm not gonna put it down quite yet. I'm gonna let the ground dry up a little bit so we're not putting the mat right on the wet earth. Good spot for a propane fire, and the view, honestly, here is pretty spectacular as well. Again, great privacy, table there, and then it's just a wall of trees with the last one of these little lakeside spots before the new campground jumps into the loop. But for not booking these the 2 months in advance and getting lucky on these sites, pretty good little weekend getaway.
When I was packing and thinking of meals to bring for this trip, and actually all of the trips that we've done this year, I've made sure to pack some easy meals that don't require pretty much any work, just in case, you know, Chloe's being a lot, or we don't have a lot of time, or I'm busy editing a video, or whatever the situation may be, some like go-to really simple meals. And since we just got here and got unpacked and feeling kind of lazy, honestly. We're gonna have hot dogs for lunch. Actually, they're like these Oktoberfest Smokies or something, but anyways, the best way to eat a hot dog is always over the fire, but we honestly don't want to start a fire. We don't really have much firewood, and it's like a wet fire pit, and it's the middle of the day. We don't need a fire. So we just busted out the fire ring again, and we're gonna cook our hot dogs over the fire on our propane fire pit. It's really convenient having this fire pit for that reason as well. You can just whip it out, cook a hot dog or a marshmallow, and just have a simple, easy meal, and it's also really fun. It's just like cooking over a campfire. So anyways, let's get cooking because I'm hungry. And once again, Luke has way overcooked his hot dog.
To perfection. With the propane fire pit out, I wanted to mention quickly how much we've been loving using it again lately. They're so nice because you don't have to pack firewood, you don't have to buy firewood. Firewood costing $8, sometimes $10 a bundle. Me and Alysha's dad did the calculations on how much we think the propane fire pit should be using, and we thought maybe up to 3 liters of propane an hour on high, 1 liter on low, and then 2 kind of in the middle ground, of course, then. That's assuming we did our math right and everything the night we sat down and crunched the numbers, but even if you were running on the high end, which is overkill in our opinion, we usually keep it on the lowest. So even if you're running at 3 liters of propane an hour, our RV carries a 60-liter propane tank. And propane right now in Canadian dollars, when I filled up last, it was 79.9 cents a liter, so 80 cents a liter. So that's only $2.40 an hour with propane. You don't have to split the wood, you don't get sappy, you don't have to start your fire, use it for an hour, hour and a half, and then put it out and have half-burnt firewood that you might have wet down to put out your fire. None of that, on and off. The ring cools down super quick. You just let the ring cool down when the propane's been in it. So, cost effective, super easy. And then, yeah, some people you could use the propane fire pit and you could have like a barbecue type big propane barrel. But what we've done actually is we have like a little T-valve type thing. Normally in your RV, there's your big propane tank, and then the line runs and it goes up to where your stove is, your fridge, and everything else is propane powered in your RV. So what we did is we just unhooked the propane tank to the line, and then that'll be where they would have screwed in. Just put a little T-valve in there so that it still goes through the T to your RV, but you have an extra spot that you can attach for anything additional. So you can use an outside barbecue as well, or again, like we've been using the propane fire pit here, it all just comes right off our RV, no packing around a tank. And it's cheaper. I think when you fill those propane tanks up, they charge you like per unit when you fill up one of the portable barrels. So to use it off your RV, you can get that per liter price. Just works out so much better. It's also odor free. You don't gotta go into your RV at night smelling like a campfire. It's great with Chloe for that reason. If you have baby, you don't have to go getting her all stinky. It's also good if you have any allergies or if it affects anything with your breathing. There's no breathing issues. And you can use that during a forest fire ban. So say it gets a bit hotter, we're having a really dry year. I think we're having a record dry year right now, they've said. So fire bans could be coming into effect in summer. We'll still be able to sit around our propane fire ring. Yeah, propane fire pit. If you don't have it, definitely add that onto your RV camping list. Even on a rainy day, RV camping in the rain, it's like we could have had fire in the fire pit, but the heat dissipates so quick. We just keep it, like we mentioned last video there, on the edge of our awning. Then the heat goes up and out. You can put your hand over top of it up here and you can feel there's not much heat up here. It just kind of radiates down below, so just perfect. And one pro tip how to use the propane fire pit a little safer, a little easier. When you're going to twist your hose on to connect to the actual RV propane, or when you're going to finish using this and you're going to detach the propane fire pit, there's going to be a little bit of propane left in the line. So what you're going to want to do to make your life a little easier is just temporarily turn off the propane on your RV tank while your fire is still running, or while you're connecting. You can also turn it off while it's connecting, but turn it off there, leave your fire going, so if you know you're going to be going in a second, just turn your tank off, and then it only should take like less than a minute last night, at least for us, but you'll burn that last bit of propane out of the line, and then you can totally clear your line out. and it's easier to install that way. If you don't do it, which is what we kind of did our first years of RV when we were getting new to the whole RV living across Canada situation, is I kept on doing it, not bleeding it off first, and then there's a decent amount of propane that gets held in the lines there, so you take it off, and next thing you know, it starts spraying out, and you can like literally see the vapors, and it's also freezing cold. I guess propane's just a cold gas. Again, turn it off on your RV tank first, let the line bleed out while the fire's still open and the valve's still going with the flames there. You can cook it all off. A lot safer way to use it, at least. Little quick roof update here, but so much for a day of full rain, hey? And especially how it started. It is gorgeous out there. I climbed up on the roof just to get a little bit better view of it all, but we've been watching the clouds roll by. Took Cat outside. Cat's still down there right now, hooked up, enjoying the grass and kind of scouring through the trees where she can. And yeah, rain might not be happening tonight after all. We have a beautiful day. There's even pontoon boats, there's kayakers, there's fishing boats. It is really bright out here now though. Holy moly, look at that.
So when we were planning on what we would make for dinner tonight, we assumed it was going to be a cold, rainy night, and we thought some flatbread pizzas in the oven would be a great idea. But now it's just like sweltering hot, and we're still going to make pizzas in the oven. I just got all the ingredients prepped up and ready to go, and now it's time to make our pizzas. Let's show you what we've got here. So we're making our flatbread pizzas on naan bread because that's nice and easy. Then I've got some chicken pre-made, pre-cooked, and then some red onions, red peppers, and mushrooms, and I just kind of pre-cooked the red onion or the red peppers and the mushrooms just so they would cook better in the oven, because their convection microwave really doesn't do that good of a job of like cooking veggies all the way through without taking a really long time. So I did those pre-cooked, and then we've got some cheese. There was a box of things that I have not brought into the RV yet. The kitchen knife being in there, which I have still forgotten. I've been using a paring knife, which sucks. And also our cheese grater. So I just had to dice up the cheese, and we're gonna put that on top of our pizza and pray that it melts.
So those convection oven pizzas turned out delicious. Naan bread's definitely a good option if you're on the road and you want to use a little bit of like easy pizza dough instead of making pizza dough, of course. We got to sit at the picnic table, have a nice little meal with Chloe. Chloe sat there and took in the sunset with us. It's now popped behind the mountains, so we're going to crack that propane fire on. Starting to cool off, so we'll warm up by that. And we're going to read Chloe a book. We have C is for Camping here. When I was working in Salmon Arm, actually, the owner of the Piccadilly Mall Buckingham Palace bookstore said he recognized me from YouTube and told me to come over sometime. So me and Alysha and Chloe went over there a little bit after Chloe was born, and he let us pick out a free book and gave us some book hookups. So if you're ever in the Salmon Arm Piccadilly Mall area and you're looking for a bookstore, or you want to see a really cool local bookstore in Salmon Arm, go check out Lloyd at the Buckingham Palace bookstore in Salmon Arm. So we're going to kick back, read a little bit of book, take in a fire, and go from there. Beautiful night.
Is for exploring, F is for fire.
Book well read by Alysha. Chloe is now fast asleep. We're now going to catch a sunset as the sun goes behind the mountain and enjoy our fire, and call that a pretty successful camping trip, I would say.
Yeah, we had a really good time here, and like the weather somehow worked out for us. It was supposed to be rain all day, and it was only rain in the morning, so.
Anyway, thank you all for tuning in so much. Give the video a like, of course, if you enjoyed it. Otherwise, we will see you next weekend for another new provincial park calling our name, and find some adventures with Chloe.
Yeah, see you guys then.